Merry Christmas and welcome to the WOD Games, WOD number 5, season number 1. This is Dan Williams from Range of Motion. This week, guys, I've put together a WOD for you that requires very minimal equipment. So those of you who don't have access to any boxes or gyms or facilities over the week between Christmas and New Year, you guys will be fine to do this down the beach or down the local park. Let's have a look at what the WOD entails for this week. I've put together a particularly nasty WOD. It's one of these tricky ones where the longer you survive for, the higher your score is prone to be. There's two elements to this. We have a shuttle run, a 10-metre shuttle run, and we have a burpee deck squat. I'll take you through the standards for these movements in a second, guys, but let me talk you through the structure of the workout first. It's broken up into 3-minute blocks. In the first 3-minute block, you are going to run 6 of the shuttle runs. There and back is 2. In the remainder of the time, you're going to complete as many burpee deck squats as you can. As soon as the 3 minutes is up, you will record the number of burpee deck squats that you completed in that 3-minute block. In the second 3-minute block, which starts immediately at the completion of the first, you are going to complete 12 of the 10-metre shuttle runs. Remember, up and back is 2. In the remainder of the 3 minutes, again, you will complete as many reps as possible of the burpee deck squats. In the next 3-minute block, which starts on 6 minutes, as soon as that second block is finished, you'll be completing 18 of the shuttle runs. In the remainder of the time, as many reps as possible. The number of shuttle runs will increase by 6 every single round. You're trying to survive for as long as you can. The scoring for this is quite particular, guys. What you are doing is multiplying the number of burpee deck squats that you complete by the number of rounds that you successfully complete. So that number of rounds is the multiplier. So there's a real advantage in surviving as long as you can, getting as many of those 3-minute blocks completed as you can. For a block to count and to be able to use that round as the multiplier, you must complete at least 1 rep of the burpee deck squat. You don't have to complete more than that. As long as you complete a single rep, that round counts as your multiplier. So let's first talk about how we're going to set up for this workout. You will need 2 markers. The markers can be anything. You can use cones, you can use thongs, you can use present wrapping paper if you like. Set up 10 metres apart. You guys are going to measure this with your tape measure. It doesn't matter if you don't have a 10-metre tape measure. If you have a 2-metre tape measure, you can use that multiple times to find your 10 metres as we go. The marker needs to be set up so that the outside of the marker is on 0 centimetres and on 10 metres at the other end. So the outside of each of the markers, from the outside of one to the outside of the other, will be your 10-metre shuttle run. On 3, 2, 1, go, you must start behind one of the markers. You will run from that marker to the far marker, and some part of your body, it does not have to be your hand, must touch past the marker. Some part of your body must touch beyond that marker. You then turn around, run back. Again, some part of your body must touch beyond that first marker, and that's 2 shuttle runs. As soon as you finish that last of the shuttle runs, you're getting straight into the burpee deck squats. Let me take you through the standard for this movement. It's a standard burpee. You begin from standing and you drop to the ground so your chest hits the ground. It doesn't matter if the rest of your body hits the ground as well, that's fine, as long as your chest comes in contact with the ground. Your chest as opposed to your rib cage. From this point, you're either jumping or stepping back to your feet, and you will then jump so your feet leave the ground and your hands will clap above the top of your head. At the top of this jump, your hips must be completely open and your eyes must be on the horizon, which will make sure that your cervical spine is neutral and you're not hunched forward. As soon as you've completed this, you will land from the jump. You then either squat or roll back onto your back. This is the beginning of the deck squat component of this movement. For the deck squat, once you roll back, your shoulder blades must contact the ground behind you. You can either roll straight back and then back onto your feet, or you can climb back onto your feet if you're unable to do a complete deck squat. From the top of this deck squat, you will again jump, clap your hands above the top of your head with hips open and eyes on the horizon. This is 1 rep. For the deck squat, guys, because some people may struggle to get up off the ground, it doesn't matter if you use your hands to get back up, if you get back up with your legs crossed, or if you roll slightly onto one side. All that matters is that at the bottom, your shoulder blades are in contact with the ground, and at the top, your hips are open, your feet are off the ground, and your hands are clapping above your head. So let's talk a little bit about the rationale behind the design of this WOD. I wanted to include something that squarely tested cardiorespiratory endurance in that slightly longer oxidative pathway. I thought running was a great way to do this. I didn't want to have a long run in there because it is difficult to have the accuracy of measuring distances for people in different locations, and also for the differences in terrain. This is the reason we chose the shuttle run for this event. Not only does this test your cardiorespiratory endurance, but it adds in those extra elements of speed and agility, two of those other components of fitness. It simply widens and broadens that net to try and find our fittest competitor in the WOD Games Season 1. Obviously, we're also starting to introduce a mental toughness element to this. With that element of the multiplier being the extra rounds completed, it does force you to really try and push hard. You'll find people who finish, for example, 8 rounds will be far ahead of people who finish the 7 rounds, purely because that one extra multiplier will make a huge difference to end score. This is irrespective of the number of burpee deck squats which are completed. There's also a huge tactical element to this event. Do you choose to go hard on the run and then be more exhausted but have more time to get your burpee deck squats in? Do you go easier on the run, meaning that you're fresher when you start the reps, but then you don't have as much time to complete them? Also, do you aim to go for as many rounds as you can and work on that multiplier, trying to get through as many rounds of the shuttle runs as possible, even if it means that you're going to be sacrificing the reps done on those burpee deck squats? Or do you choose to do less rounds but really go hard on those burpee deck squats, hoping that that will give you a higher score? Up to you guys. Have a workout what's going to work best for you and go hard. Remember, this is one of those workouts that is going to come down to single reps. One more burpee deck squat can make a huge difference between you and the competitor after you or the competitor before you. So go hard on this, guys. Push hard. Work hard to get that final round completed for your multiplier. Your score at the end will reflect this. Enjoy, guys. This is going to be a great WOD. It should really suck. It's going to go hard. The people who get the best scores are going to be the ones who go fast on the burpee deck squats and are able to survive the workout as long as possible. The longer this goes for, the harder you're going to have to push, the more it's going to hurt, but the more points you guys are going to get. Really get out after this one. I don't want you to be that person who's beaten by 1 rep. Every rep counts, guys. Enjoy it. Have a great Christmas.